guys, we are here with Rebecca, the product manager at West Coast Seeds, and today we're going to talk about some exciting varieties. Let's talk about the butternut baby. Okay, I have been seeing a lot of personal size things at the market, smaller watermelons, smaller squash, smaller turnips, like everything is getting smaller.
Yeah, if you're a family of one or a family of two, it's very nice to have these smaller sizes. Also, it costs a lot less to buy them. Typically, if you have a garden and you don't have a lot of space, the smaller the fruit, the more fruit you have per plant.
Mhm.
So, smaller squash, you're going to get more per plant. So, rather than growing a large size watermelon, maybe you're going to get two. If you grow one of those icebox and mini watermelons, if you grow one of these personal size meal winter squash, you're getting more per plant. So it's a better use of your space. And the butter baby is a semi vine, it's a restricted vine. It's not going to be this long vine that's going to take up your whole garden
Right.
space. For a small backyard grower and for commercial growers, will love to buy the personal size, and you're going to get a lot more fruit per plant. So better use of space. Plus, they're
Okay.
delicious. What's really nice about the butter baby, there have been these mini butternuts available for some time, but the butter baby, it is that classic butternut shape, and they are very uniform size and shape. In the past, I would grow some of those minis, and we'd have different shapes, some bells, some ones with a really
Mm,
long, like very long, and then a
yeah.
tiny ball at the bottom. But butter babies are all look the same. They're all that perfect, like what we think of that perfect butternut shape,
Yeah.
and just fantastic uniformity, and the flavor is great. So you can cut
Yeah.
them in
Tell me
half
about
and
the
have a meal.
taste. What
It's
is it? Tell me about
butternut.
the
It's
taste.
delicious. I will say that, like any winter squash, curing is really important. Having that curing period, taking a squash out of the field and eating it right away, it is not going to be as sweet. You want them to mature as long as possible on the plant. The plants can die back. You want that stem to dry down, and then you want to bring them inside from 1 to 2 weeks in a warm space, not too hot, but warm. We do have all that information on the website, and we do have some in the catalog, but you want to have that warm space and then store them in cold. You have
Okay.
those starches converting into sugars, and you're gonna have a much better tasting winter squash or pumpkin if you cure them properly. But a butternut is such a delicious, like a little bit nutty, sweet.
Mhm.
Typically, they have a like higher dry matter. So unlike say an acorn, they're not quite as dry, not quite as flavorful. A butternut has that sort of silky, sort of
Buttery.
dry and a yeah, pleasing, and that really beautiful golden orange color.
Wonderful. How did these guys do in trials? And like, do they have any common pests and things?
We are so lucky here. We don't have the pests that they have in the middle of the country and in the East Coast. We do not have squash bugs over here yet,
Yeah.
like the striped cucumber beetle, spotted cucumber, and the squash bugs. Like, we don't have those pests over here. So for us, it's golden if you have enough fertilizer.
Okay.
Squash are very heavy feeders. You want to give it a nice all-purpose, because we're going from needing nitrogen in the beginning to get going, to then wanting to encourage flowering. So you want a good all-purpose, and you can put
Okay.
up to like a half a cup of all-purpose under each plant. But you want to make sure that you're feeding your squash and pumpkin plants. But as far as pests, where we are very lucky. Of course, they do need to be pollinated. So if you have any concerns about pollination, planting some more flowers in your
Mm,
fields nearby, having some
right.
alyssum or phacelia or clover, that some wildflowers nearby to encourage
Encourage.
more pollination. Yeah, but squash have this large flower that pollinators love.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. That is all we have to talk about today.
Sure,
So
great.